Perfect. Alright. Hopefully everyone can hear me right now. If so, that would be great. Well, I believe that now that they're working properly. Interesting with this. Alright, well, hopefully This is your host, Tribichan, and today we will be taking a deep look at ascending depths as a whole. Now, what is ascending depths? Well, for those who are familiar with the project and what I have been working This is your host, Tribichan, and this is your host, Tribichan, and today we will be taking a deep look at ascending depths as a whole. Now, what is ascending depths? Well, for those who are familiar with the project and what I have been working on, that would be quite a straightforward answer. But I think we will do something interesting for this video, where I'll express the franchise in a unique way. So without any further ado, let us become one with the cycle. Trust me, all things will be clear in time. Back when it was not even a thought, there was a figure developed for LEGO Ideas, one where a book would be written for a theme called BioLegend. First premiering on November 6, 2017, CTM01 was the first character for this particular theme. BioLegend is a series that takes place far in the future on planet Earth, where all human life has moved on to other planets to colonize on other worlds as Earth remains barren. At least that's what most would believe when looking at a planet devoid of all life. Over where the Pacific Ocean once was, now a barren landscape, 3 robots have to work together to repopulate the Earth, with fauna to restore the ecosystem, so that humans from above the stars can return home. The leader of this organization is known as Caretaker Module Number 1, or simply known as CTM01. The role that CTM01 has is a crucial, for his function is preservation. Being equipped to freeze his opponents with his ice axe fueled by liquid nitrogen, CTM01 would do anything to preserve life with his allies. The other 2 robotic counterparts of the team preserving life, representing peace, SG33, and Life, GED84. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know what's the deal, but I forgot to increase this screen. I apologize. I am so unprofessional. You know, it's not a Tributron stream when without a little bit of chaos, if I do say so myself. So I apologize about that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and continue where we left off. I apologize. Yet an ancient evil has reawakened within the continents of the planet due to a never-ending storm of thunder and ash. The industrialists, machines that pollute the earth with massive loads of toxins which prevent our three heroes from expanding their forest. And in order to expand, the three heroes must defeat their enemy to bring life back to the planet before the humans return. The new LEGO theme, despite bringing forth new play features and designs, performed poorly. Yet it would be the last, as the cycles of time would extend out further into a new world, one familiar, yet alien. Up in the heavens, a new form of life would be made, Space Warriors. Being made on January 17th of 2018, Tana debuted on LEGO Ideas as well. A lone survivor for her former home Mars, armed with twin blades, rocket launcher, and a grapple claw where all features work in tandem with the arm swing function. With these tools and skills, she would travel across the cosmos to bring down various villains on her quest for justice. With her name derived from Taino culture, a well-regarded warrior of her people. Yet as the Space Warriors drew to a close, her legacy would echo throughout the Bionicle fanon as the first of the last of Toa, a Toa Exobia. A being donning two elements of shadow and fire, Toa Tana would go on many adventures as the warrior she was, raising armies, bringing together communities, and protecting homes that weren't even her own. Throughout the cycle, she has battled titans, flesh eaters, Toa turned rogue, Batera, dark hunters, and Makuta, and great beings alike. But like all things in time, she and the rest of her team would pass down the torch so that future generations may become the new Toa Exobia. It would be around late 2019 that an idea would be born from circumstance, where the seed that would be planted, and a question to be asked. What if I were to make my own parts? The idea was jaunting, but also necessary for the circumstance that began to echo in the current cycle at the time. Without a name to go by, it began. What it would be about would have been a mystery. What was needed to be known was if it would even be possible. So, tests began to be done in early January of 2020. The first to test this theory was Mirandar, but if he sported metallic green instead of the common blue everyone has seen him wearing, to not only be a reference to something from the time before time, but also show how far we have come in terms of technic marvels. Parts were made, but they were still not good enough. Practice still needed to be done, and practice I had. Yet as time passed, it was December before I knew it, And with it, the project begins to take shape in the form of a vague humanoid figures, rough prototypes, injection molding, and resin casting of pre-existing parts. We're testing different materials, comparing pros and cons to test various colors, all while testing their viability in different conditions. Going alongside the development came for various artworks as well of what such characters could be. Rough scribbles on paper at first, but as the cycle went on for a few more years, they were refined to characters you would soon be introduced to, with one being the first of many designs, untitled Hero 1, or UH1 for short. And following them, Hoodoo became Huzu, Voa soaring to the skies looking sleeker than ever, and Anua getting the biggest changes of all. Thanks to a new building system that could be mass-produced in any budget. A system that blends Technic, System, CCBS, and Classic Bionicle, all while bringing forth something new in this cycle. Coined thanks to a fan, it would be called TRIBS, the Tailored Reconstructible Intuitive Building System. One where you could make virtually any creature, character, and even vehicles or architecture if you were ambitious enough. These elements have gone through a few phases, even a beta version that appeared to be hyper-specialized to fit with the aesthetic of the elements you may have sitting in all too familiar plastic bin. So, as 2023 was drawing to the end of this cycle, I began to use my knowledge of resin to not just create new brain stocks, but also new products utilizing different formulas of resin that some could only dream of, from limbs, heads, and even figures. My abilities are only just getting started. Before long, you will begin to see cleanly sculpted resin casts and injection molded sets, high quality plastics, and various resins in the cycles ahead. Wait a minute. Cycle this, cycle that. What could I possibly be meaning about this? And how does this have to do with anything with the story? Oh, my dear fellow compatriot, I have been telling you the story of Ascending Depths the entire time, as it surrounds us in what I like to call the cycle. But what is it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Throughout time, things are known to repeat, yet not entirely the same as it was before. It may have a different face, a different body or beliefs, but within there is the soul, where the same force exists. Empires can rise and fall, yet a new empire may rise to replace it with young, fresh eyes, an imitation of those who preceded them. That is to say, Ascending Depths in its very nature is a story of legacies, from the desolate world of an unfamiliar earth, to Tana on her quest to worlds unknown, to Athena carrying the torch and showing there can be beauty in the darkness. And in this generational narrative, there will not be time travel, but rather, you, the reader, will be traveling across different points of time itself. You will not only just experience different parts of my culture, but how everything that I have written all the way back to 2017 connects smoothly with everything in the present. And even if you are watching this years later, perhaps you too may find something new. And as Ascending Depths continues to grow, so will the quality. But on that note, thanks to not only my Kickstarter supporters, but also to all my loyal customers, all your money has allowed not just research and development, but a brand new polybag. Check it out.
New from Ascending Depths, down below the foundations of
All right. So the footage glitched. Of course it did. But thankfully, I, as the Tributron, became prepared for these types of situations. Is it ideal? Maybe not, but let me go ahead and pull it up here. I got the commercial. Don't worry. The sets are going to be showing up any second now, guys. This is something that I've been working on for a hot minute, and I am so excited to show you what I have been working on this entire time. I am pretty stoked about it. Alright, let me go ahead and boot it up here, and then we can watch a commercial. The first commercial.
New from Ascending Depths.
Okay. Yes. Silence. Silence voice actor. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this party started, and then we can go straight into Q&As, as well as behind the scenes in terms of artwork, because I have been making artwork now. Alright, let's go ahead and get display capture on the roll. Alright. I gotta go quiet real quick, but don't worry, this is part of the process.
New from Ascending Depths. Down below the foundations of Onu City, in vast caverns thrives strange beast, known to many in the time after time as the Aruki. Dive into the legend, assemble your pets, and embark on a quest of survival. Here they must equip weapons from fallen adventurers, and don strange masks. Will they escape the clutches of the maze, or succumb to the guardian that controls it? Each polybag sold separately.
Alright, hello fellow compatriots. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the camera set up. But yes, sets are being made. Of course, as you may have noticed, they may be a little bit rough initially. They do appear a little bit rough. These are prototypes. You would expect to see prototypes all the time in commercials like these when it comes to complex little buggers like these. Lego Diego says, "Good afternoon, Trip." Hello and welcome. I am honestly pretty excited about it. Of what we have going on here. Now, let me go ahead and see if we can get this camera started. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure it's in sync with everything else here. There, perfect. I think you guys can see it perfectly. Nice. A little bit of latency, but that's to be expected when you're recording video. All right, perfect. I think we're on a roll now when it comes to this. Of course. Let me go ahead and jump to the footage. All right. I think we're ready now. There we go. I know. New leaks. New leaks. I have some new goodies being made as of right now. Now I'm gonna be doing something that I have been meaning to do for a really long time in regards to Ascending Depths, and you all are going to be with me in this. Kumarok says the floating island is pretty cool. It reminds me of the one and Beast Wars, and an old game known as the Journeyman. Oh my gosh. Beast Wars, Quest for the Golden Disc. Man, that was my jam. Oh, speaking of jams, let me get some jams playing. I think we all need some jams. It's a little bit too quiet. I feel alone. My own personal voice here. So let's go ahead and play some music here. There we go. Okay, let me know if the music is too loud and I'll lower it. I'm gonna lower it a little bit just in case. Alright, is the music too loud? Let me know. Alright. How's the music, everybody? Is it too loud? Let me know. Because things are gonna get spicy in here. Okay, Lego Diego says, hey Trip, finally told my friends that I'm a Visipop fan and they're okay with it. Oh, that's great! I'm glad things are going well in that regard. Now, something that I have been meaning to do for the longest time is do artwork for the characters. Because for the longest time, I would do stuff like this. Where I would be like, hey, here's a character design, and I'm going to try to make it Kuma Rock says looks like it's a mix of Hero Factory in Kanohi form. Yeah, it's a little bit of different themes and styles. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. So with okay, I just lost my train of thought. Alright, so when I'm designing these characters, these figures, I like to draw them as the sets, how the sets would look like. And now that the building system has been refined, it's been polished, it's been cleaned, I don't have to worry about drawing so many lines, so many details just to make these sorts of characters. And I can now just focus on making the different type of masks, quote-unquote masks, and character designs. And in this, today, for the big event, not only will I be showing you all the latest Ascending Depths related artwork, all the new character designs. I'm going to be showing you all the new character designs and draw some new ones here in this very live stream, because I got a full story bible of all sorts of different characters, and I can now finally draw them and bring them to life. Now, of course, you've seen the Aruki, which are the iguana-looking creatures. So this is some artwork of what they would look like normally. In story, just simple lines, sketching it out, drawing it out. Not much to see here in that regard. However, what I'm very eager to showcase is the new art style, because Ascending Depths will have its own animated series. So, in order to do that, we had to go ahead and clean up the designs so they can't look as busy as like this anymore. We had to go ahead and streamline it so that it's easier to animate. And the first over here, we have UH1. One of the first characters that I've made for the Ascending Depths universe. This is not a new character. He's been around for a very long time in the development stage. As a matter of fact, he was like the stand-in character for one of the early renders for Ascending Depths in all of the artwork. He would always appear in different forms. Sometimes he would have fur covering his limbs. But over the years of refining the character, they have been redesigned to go ahead and look more and this more sleeker style to fit more narratively. Now, maybe later on I may make reference to his prototype version of the said character, but I'm pretty happy with this design all in all. Funny thing about the shield is actually a canister lid. So this figure is able to hold one of the side panels of the canister. The canister's already planned out and designed, and I've already made a few prototypes on how they would function. The only thing I need to do is wait until the budget is big enough so that I can make these big figures, because they're going to be big, they're not going to be small. And you're probably wondering how big the canisters are going to be. I probably would say about like 41 centimeters. Actually no, 41 is maybe 36 centimeters. I would say 36 centimeters or 14 inches, give or take. Now the next character design is Voa. And now she has been going through a lot of design changes throughout her development stage. And she's still going to be sporting some blue, some different shades of blue. Now, this character is based around a seagull. So she's a bit of a loudmouth, character that is not afraid to go ahead and speak her mind, even if at the end of the day it would cause more harm than good. So, pretty fun character to make. As you can see, a lot of the building system has been slinked down and simplified to basic geometric shapes. That is mainly due to the fact that Ascending Depths uses TRIBs, the Tailored Reconstructible Intuitive Building System, which you may have noticed earlier. And with TRIBs, they are a creature and character building system. And with this in mind, it's similar to CCBS, but it's different in the sense that you can also make architecture or vehicles out of the elements. Not only that, but it cleans up CCBS a lot more, while also blending in classic Bionicle into the building system, which means you got Technic, pinholes, and so forth. I'm gonna see if I can actually pull up one of the what I'm talking about here without revealing too much. There we go. I think I got a good pic. Let me see if I can find it later. So this is probably one of the earlier designs that you probably seen of the character online floating about, looking more like a plague doctor type of design and or look. And let me get the music back on. Why won't you? There we go. Woo! So with this design, it was refined a little bit over, and you can kind of see some of the connection points even on Huzu. So this is Huzu, one of his later designs, and you can see a whole bunch of pinhole connectors throughout like his body build, even at this scale of a piece of artwork. Again, this is a set in the environment of Lolito, the planet where Ascending Depths is from. It is located on. And of course, you get to see some more character designs here of how the characters used to look like. So this was UH1 up here. This is Voa. This is Huzu. This is a creature known as, let me try to think of the name. I forgot the name. But this is a Calgazo. Oh, Konodo. These are Konodo. Okay, these are Konodo, Calgazo, and this is like a Hydra-like creature that you're going to be seeing in the story, and the main villain, Grey Hood. And of course, over here with Anua, especially, you will see the same pin connectors, potential axle connectors as well, CCBS connectors, everything in here. All these different types of connection points to build these characters. Which was in the forefront, but which also means you can basically make whatever you want with this like particular building system and design, because there's so many connection points. But to slim it down, and also here is UH1 fighting the Calgazo. One of my favorite art pieces. I had a lot of fun drawing this one, especially with the perspective that it was going with. But yeah, and then Temple of Time, Fountain of 1,000 Tears, Temple of Power, and let me go ahead and skip ahead. You do not need to see. This is where I store all the concept art, by the way, so I'm trying my best not to reveal everything. This is going to be an Evoki. This is going to be a Evoki that I have been designing for a long time. So that's why you see like the stripe patterns and everything. But anyways, so you've seen. Okay, this is Huzu now. So his design has been simplified by a great deal, so that he can go ahead and fit better within the animated format, because this is actually going to be turned into a show that I'm going to be developing. So full-on animated series. Going to have a unique cast of voice actors and everything. We got music scores being made as we speak, so be sure to go ahead and stay tuned for that. So yes, toys are going to be made, a show is being made, and of course, we're going to be drawing a new one next. So I think that is going to be like the next part for AD, is making this character and bringing it to a reality. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah. Now, in order to do that though, I need to go ahead and get my template sheet. Concept art. There we go. So this is another booklet that I keep all my art. I draw everything physically. I don't usually do digital. I guess I can show you a little bit. So these were the first characters that I ever made. The first like character designs. So you had Hoodoo. He had like electrical powers and so forth, but they were changed to Huzu. Then you have Boa, who had like more of an aeroplane style with a digital face. And then you also have Ba, who was supposed to be like this big brute of a character. So this was like supposed to be Anua originally, before I decided to scrap this character entirely. And then ZIG, had to remove them. I didn't really like the name and the design. I wasn't really feeling it at the time. And then there's like this spider-like character that has a propeller, and these would be like the smaller enemies that the characters would have to fight. And of course, like, there was like a fisherman character, myself. Oh, you're not seeing that. No, you will not see that. That's, oh, my personal favorite, Gisoba. Also going by Golden Skin Being. I just gave it. And the idea is, like, this is a very androgynous character, you know, and they're able to just woo their subjects into their favor, type of deal. And of course, you've seen this design before, the first Huzu design in its development stage. I've been doing a lot of artwork. You don't really see me post a lot. I always keep everything behind the scenes. And I'm sorry for bumping into the mic there. That was... Oh, the first island. Can't see it too well. It's very bad. And then a few labels, Ascending Depths, the AD, and then Ascending Depths again, an angle, and do some unique character designs as well, quite a few of them in fact. And then you probably remember this one, Terex. That was one that I had a lot of fun making in its development, and new mask design as well. This is one of my favorite mask designs. However, injection molding these would be difficult, so I'm gonna have to 3D print this mask in particular due to the shape and the design of it. It's not ideal, but it should be fun and interesting. Here's another mask design that I have done. So pretty good, if I do say so myself. And then we get into the parts and all that stuff, which we will be skipping in this. Let me go ahead and go straight to my reference art so that I can start drawing. Alright, so Nua, he has a bit of a short stack energy, so I'm just going to be making him a bit more smaller. And due to the nature of these character designs, you know, I have to simplify them a little bit. Yeah, as per usual. And then I'm going to be starting making a few characters you guys haven't seen before. Again, this is the Q&A stage, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. I am literally creating new designs for these characters as we speak. It's fun. I don't usually get a lot of people, get a lot of time to chat with a lot of people when it comes to stuff like this. So it's nice. You know, you're with me in this adventure as I am with you in this adventure. And I know you're not seeing anything on paper right now. I like to do my outlines. Let me see if I can. That kind of works. Not by much though, but it kind of works. It's going to be a very blocking one due to the nature of the design. of the new design language that I got going on for simplifying these characters. It's going to be quite simple. Probably not for the best type of dealio, but hey. Alright. Is there a way from me too? Yeah, I am sorry. Welcome to the stream. I wish that I was more versed in other languages. I am so sorry. It is on my bucket list to do. There we go. And then how did it go? I'm gonna have to look at artwork. Oh boy. I can do this. I was trying to get it overlaid. Alright, it's okay that you don't understand. The translator helps me. I want to say that your content is cool and homemade too. And the comments I wrote, I am Russian and I understand almost nothing. Well, I am glad. Hold on. Alright. So, this guy, he'll be... Oh yeah, this was back when. The video essay portion that I made, I'm gonna be probably posting it again. Because, like, I didn't really like how it turned out. It was definitely glitched out at the end. So I'm gonna have to... Again, I have a very old, like, computer system. So that's probably what it is. So I'm gonna have to be updating that. Be a little bit better. Anyways, I'm gonna have to... get a better computer anyway, since I am going to be doing some 3D modeling. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to be 3D modeling. So, prepare yourselves. Things are going to get, like, very interesting real quick. And, okay, he has halves. So, that is going to be... I think I'll rotate this. Then he can, because he has wide legs. And then... the full-on blocks. Okay, got it. You know, the thing that I like about this style is that it reminds me a lot of Transformers Animated, as well as G1 of Transformers. If you guys remember Transformers, it's like... oh, they say, thanks for the content about Bionicle and Hero Factor. There's not much content right now. Really? That's wild. Yeah, I'm trying to bring back an entire toy line, so... making an entire toy line. These toys I am going to be making, and a lot of them. So I appreciate the kind words greatly. I know there's a bit of a latency, and I do apologize for that. Oh, wait a minute. This like has to be shorter. I made it too long. Ooh, snows. There we go. That should be good. I feel like that needs to go out more. For me. Fix that real quick. There we go. No. I feel like he's gonna have to have the tempo. I feel like this is gonna be a better trade-off. Is that. Oh yeah. There we go. That. And I guess that can go there. And he has the weird looking feet, so I had to draw those. I think I'll just, you know what? I know exactly how to draw them. There we go, and then actually, you know what? They need to be slanted. They need to be slanted. I think he needs slanted toes. His toes need to be slanted for this, I'm sorry. Yeah, that will do it. Go. A-foot. I feel like that will be raised a little bit. Feels like it's slightly offset, which I don't want. It's going to need to taper a little bit. There we go. Perspectives can be a little bit tricky when it comes to, because every line is kind of like very essential in this regard and how you want. You know, very much have to emphasize your gesture lines. And I know this is very simplistic. And I know I'm not using like any program, but there's like a tactile satisfaction when you're making something physically instead of digitally. I know a lot of people have been telling me, hey, you should use Krita or some of these other programs. And I may one day. But for now, you know, it's very much more of a just trying to do what's... Honestly, that actually works better. It's less busy when you just have it connect to the leg. Alright, I have a pupper going crazy, so give me a sec. I'm going to be playing another video for you guys until I get back. Alright, hold on. Hello, fellow compatriots, and hello, fellow compatriots, and welcome to another video in regards to ascending depths. Now, without any further ado, we're going to be talking about the development and set design of when it comes to ascending depths. In this video in particular, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a behind the scenes of what I've been working on in terms of the new building system, because I had some questions in regards to the new building system and I haven't really shown that much of anything, and that's what this video specifically is going to be all about. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Broken down every creature, character, vehicle, and structure down to their basic shapes. Only then did I see a world of geometric in its design. It was from there that I saw the missing link. A building block that wasn't always a prism, but an object that could be morphed to transform one thing into another by simply adding another quote-unquote building block. And with the help of a fan, I called this new building system in the year of 2021, TRIBS, the Tailored, Reconstructible, Intuitive Building System. With TRIBS, you can create anything without fear of gaps, yet still keeping agreeable if you so choose. Builds could be completely smooth if you wanted them to. Not only that, but with how intuitive the new building system is, it would be easy for me to produce in large quantities. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of parts here. So, with this building system in particular, let me go ahead and specify, before I go into anything, this building system will allow you to create creatures, humanoids, fantastical things, as well as architecture and vehicles. All of that. And it blends together CCBS with OG Bionicle, Technic, and System. All wrapped into one. Now, of course, these are just rough prototypes of one of the first renders of this building system. So, again, let's go focus a little bit on like the heads in particular. Now, the heads here, as you can see, this was one of the first early renders of these heads in the ghost white, because I found it to be a very practical color for prototyping. And as you can see, it has a socket connection, and it has a bar and clip connection on the sides of the head, but no mouth connection. That's because, like, I wanted to make it feel very human in its, like, nature. Like, humanoid enough, but still, like, bordering on, it almost kind of looks like a skull, but not really. And then, the brain, which is an actual literal brain. There will be brains in Ascending Depths. Each character has a brain inside of them, and you'll be able to collect your own brain to be the smartest person ever. And of course, you know, the eyes, they look quite lovely, but you can also interchange them to be different colors if you so please. There's also black ones as well that you can also utilize quite nicely. A black one, and you also got a gray head as well. They clip in quite nicely, quite snugly, in fact. However, the heads were too small for the building system. As you can see, these effectively shells are massive, even though they're not really shells. These are actually the... Alright, the best way I can describe it in terms of CCBS. We're gonna view this like CCBS, even though it's not CCBS. So you got your skeleton, right? And then you have the flesh. And then you put skin over the flesh. And then once you put the skin on, then you can put the armor, clothing, or what have you. This is what this does. This is not a shell. This is muscle. These are muscles, effectively. And I was testing different colors. And actual skin, which you may call a shell, if you wanted to. That would be more appropriate to call what goes over this a shell. That gets covered by these. So these are all just muscle elements that I have effectively made here. And I just came up with that term just now. I think that would be a proper term to call them, is muscle. Now, the bones, interestingly enough, but first, let me talk about the heads. Now, funny, Lego did their introduction of that orange, in fact. This was made in 2023. These are old prototypes. These are all old. And yet, I came up with this color before Lego did, which is kind of funny. Couldn't share anyone, though, because this was still in development last year. But with the building system, the idea was, because I'm going to be scrapping this, because the figures are going to be too big. That's the main reason why I scrapped the skeletal system. So the skeletal augmentation system, the SAS, if you will, was an idea where you can actually create your own bones in different shapes and designs with a micro building system. So axles are literally split into two. You can combine them. You can get different axle lengths. You can add different connectors in between the meshings and everything. And you can adjust the position and where you want the ball to be. So you can have it here. You can have it down at the end so that you can go ahead and create your own like creature or what have you. You can have it even more up close to the end if you want. You can still have an axle go all the way through. It would also be designed to have an axle right here, and it would have been even also possible for you to run an axle through the socket and still have something in the middle. This was all going to be factored in to the SAS system. However, I had to scrap it because, as you may have noticed, with this the muscle elements, they were actually going to be quite large. So having something this thin as effectively your bones might not be the best move. So they're going to be thicker, they're going to be stronger, more rigid, but they're not going to be imitating CCBS all the way. You're still going to be able to make your own bones and skeletons and frames intertwined with the muscle so that you can go ahead and put any type of skin you want and then go with that. However, okay, we're back. We are back. We are so back. I'm sorry about that. There was a lot of stuff going on in the background, but everything got sorted there. Again, my apologies in that department. But I believe we can go ahead and play. Let me see. I know I have it somewhere. There we go. Nice. That works perfectly, actually. Oh my goodness, he has actual scrawny. He's a lot more scrawnier than I thought. I forgot how skinny this guy is. He has Popeye arms. Let's just put it that way. He has Popeye arms. That was not intentional, but that's how his character has been designed, for better or for worse. think you can have enough art, think again. There's always room for more art. So I think... I feel like he's going to be looking down in this case. So there's going to be a bit of a taper. It's going to be interesting. I feel like he'll be looking over his own chest because it's very broad for in his case, he is a very strong character. Start to taper. And there we go. Alright, so now we get to darken the lines, which is one of my favorite things to do, is darkening the lines. Good to see this character come to life. Biased opinion. kind of easy that he's made out of blocks. It makes life so... Oh, no! That's horrible! That is so messed up! I am so sorry! That's BS. Yeah, that's also true, Kuma Rocks. That's also true. You know, first with Ukraine and then with what's happening in Israel, you know. Why can't people just get along? Why? I don't want this stream to turn into just pure politics, but you know, I wish it wasn't all just that, you know. I agree, humans are terrible. Become a Bionicle. Bionicles have no problems. They're pretty fucking cool. Oh no, I swore. I'm sorry. Honestly, that's the only, like, swear that I think I would allow for myself. Is in reference to Bionicle. How awesome it is. Yeah, no, like, we understand that. Like, it's just, you know, it's the state of these countries right now. That's all it is. It's not usually everyone that's involved in it. That's with all communities, honestly. You know, there's always one person just has to mess things up. Always one. Or a few people. You know? It's just part of a larger whole. You know, whatever makes people happy, I guess. Not approve. I, Tributron, do not approve warfare. Especially within this fandom. Because, oh boy, can the fandom be pretty chaotic. I shouldn't talk about the positives of Bionicle Day. What is Bionicle Day about? Let's focus on that. Let's not focus on, oh wow. So terrible. Let's look at the points. There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things. I haven't been too in touch with the Bionicle community. I mean, since I did get, like, canceled, quote unquote, a long time ago due to the Bionicle Ignition project. So I've been off the radar. You know, I'd rather have the community come to me than me go to it. But I know, like, Faber has been making some more artwork, which is good to see. Greg Farshty now doing their partaking in canon and so forth, talking with fans, which is nice to see. And I'm glad everything is going well in that regard. but you know, I was like, I know I can never really have an event on the Bionicle Day stream due to circumstances, but what I am personally pleased with, regardless, is that, you know, we still have each other here on this corner of the side. You know, who cares about reliving something that happened long ago when you can experience some new things like ascending depths. You know, brand new theme, a brand new toy line with brand new characters that are now, as we speak, getting artwork done. Like, it's wild how far I have gone. Like, never in my years would I imagine that I would start making these characters looking fully animated. You know, this is like a first for me. And let me tell you, this art start makes drawing design so much more easier because, of course, it has to. It's going to be a animated format. Like, fully animated. What else is there to ask for, honestly? No, the characters, there's more than 4 main characters. There's also villains as well. So probably when I get the main cast done, then I'm going to be starting to draw some side characters. Just so that I have some reference sheets of what they might look like. There were a few fan-submitted characters, actually, a great while back, when this theme was first being created, this toy line rather. So if anything, you know, you're gonna be seeing some characters being created as we speak, so that should be fun. And of course, you know, I'm not doing fully connected lines here because part of the art style that I really like is splashing different paints together, kind of like in a watercolor type format. So having lines that are incomplete will aid in the color renderings of each of these different models. So that's where I'm going with this direction that you're seeing here, with a lot of the designs and how they're just quickly sketched. That's the point. It's supposed to look that way. More. Oh god, I had to be careful. The ink is spreading, and I think it's because it's actually, which is not ideal. The Golden Man, Anua. And now I had to do a side profile, and then we get to the next character. Yippee! Gotta love stuff like this. Gosh, this stream has been going on for hot minute now. It's been going on for a hot minute. Oh, it is? Let me go ahead and fix the audio. There we go. How's that? Sorry that the audio was... Okay, it's not moving. Alright, side profile, here we go. Alright. So I gotta do a side profile now. Okay, so I'm sorry of what I was saying earlier. I'm not too sure which part I cut off. But so it's usually a 3-minute delay. Alright, so the reason why I do a lot the lines not connecting and so forth for this particular design is so that this particular art style rather is because I like paint splashes. I really like paint splashes. I find them very, very fun and satisfying. So, like, for me, you know, drawing these characters in such a style is pretty fun, all things considered. And also, you know, it makes things look more colorful too, which is probably another reason why I draw in this particular style to begin with. Okay, you have short arms. Yeah, matter of fact, I feel like no, that tracks with the design. That tracks actually. Side profile is going to be so easy. It is going to be so easy. It's not as complex as some of the other designs. Which is nice. And also what helps is when I was making the parts for these characters, I was also the elements, you know, all the different pieces that I was making. You know, I also made sure, hey, you know, is this still gonna look the way that I want it to look for like animation purposes? Because if I'm gonna be animating these characters, they would have to. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not offset. Oh no, I did it. I didn't. Oopsie there. That was on me. Because if I'm going to be animating these characters, if I were to make a show, rather, this was like before I started making these designs. By the way, I was thinking back on this ever since the introductions to the tailored reconstructible intuitive building system. So that was probably, I would say, 2022 or 2023 when plans for that type of building system were being made. If I recall, I could be completely wrong in that but I know the big thing was, okay, let me make sure this goes as intended. You know, if I were to make this particular building system the way that I want it to be, because at the end of the day, I wanted these sets to feel alive, to have personality, which is why you see like a lot of large eyes and so forth. Even like, let me get UH1 here. Actually, VOA will be a good example for this. Let me see if I can hide. I'm gonna have to hide something. Actually, you know what? This will work. This will work. So, these heads here, they have like large eye connections for the brains to be inserted into, and that's and the parts will have these type of eyes as well, so that they can be utilized for the different builds, so that they can have allow for different eye shapes and designs. So whenever you put on a mask, it will allow for a different eye shape to occur the second a mask is put onto these models. Like for Voa, because of her beak, it makes it a little bit more aggressive and angular versus the more calm type of look. And for this character, it's still wide-eyed, but it looks a little bit more reptilian with how, you know, the eyes are shaped. And then you'll have characters like Anua, where you just see those eyes, but it's still the same head underneath each and every single time. Okay, one of my viewers says, anyway, I'm going to try to buy one of your Bionicles because it's very cool. You've revived them a bit. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. Yeah, I have fun making these. I have a lot of fun. Indeed. Alright. And now mid-arm. Wait a minute, no. No, it should be about here. There we go. There we go. There we go. And now, let's see how we're gonna do these arms. Whoa. Oh god, it was slipping there. Don't want that. there's a lot that I have written for Ascending Depths that I haven't exactly been able to discuss too much about, mainly due to the fact that, you know, a lot of stuff has to remain confidential, at least until the full story starts being released. You know, I have a book in the works, so that's going to be helpful in that regard, is writing said book. All right, and I think I should be there. There we go. And I think I will do the feet now and just have them set up in this kind of orientation. Very simple foot design, but it does well at the end for what it's supposed to do. Is it supposed to be complex? Not necessarily. Oh yeah, I need to get his head. Hold on. Alright, God, let's get a side profile on the go, so I know exactly how it's supposed to go. I feel like that's too... That head is going to be way too flat. No. It's going to need to stick out a bit. go. Kind of looks cute with the side profile. Anua is a kind of a adorable little munchkin. Alright, so... what is this? Okay, yeah. There we go. Alright, we got this adorableness out of the way. It kind of looks too cute. But, you know, that's what happens when you have... I feel like I'm gonna have to go through a few renditions with Anua. He's a little... unique little munchkin. He's gonna be my little munchkin. That's who he's gonna be. He will always be my little munchkin. There we go. Can't wait to start making the comics now. That's something that I'm excited about, considering now I'm drawing all these characters and in different angles. You know, I was gonna be using a different camera, but for whatever reason, it would not pick up the footage at all. Thankfully, I have another camera, so that worked perfectly in that regard. You know, I was expecting more questions, but you know, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. So I feel like I talked everything that I needed to talk about in this stream. You know, I'm just going through the different characters and designs, and any questions asked will be answered in this stream. That's the beauty of this, is that it's gonna be all answered. No, there's no secrets at all to Ascending Depths. All will be revealed. In all of its glory. I mean, look at this man. Look at this munchkin. I am calling a munchkin for the sole reason that how I rendered the side profile of his head is the most inadvertently chubby. And like he has like chubby cheeks going on type of dealio. Which wasn't the intent, but I mean he looks cute. And that's why I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like it. I kind of like his adorableness. He has like a very unique styled face. It's a very strange mask, but I feel like it's going to be practical for a lot of mock builders, considering it's the only mask that I really made with a connection point on the forehead. Haven't really done that before. I don't know, people like themselves crests. Just different style crests. So I feel like it will go a long way. Saying the nature of said character is a bit unique in that regard. Alright, I'm gonna have to darken this arm over here. Due to the nature of it. And then this guy. There we go. He has his brain. He now has a brain. All the AD characters have a brain. So that they can think good. You know me, and making sure that they think real good, you know, with their big meaty brains. There we go. And that's a Nua done. So we got a Nua. Alright, let's do it in chronological order. There we go. Let's see if I can lower this down a little bit. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Look at that. So we got a new UH1 Voa Huzu and a Nua. Main protagonist designs are done. Yippee! Now we get into the deeper lore. Now that we got our main four done, we gotta start making some other characters now. Let's see if I can pull up some footage. Not footage, but how the hell's it doing? Pretty good, nice. Oh wait a minute, no, that's... Alright, rest well, my friend. There we go. And let me go ahead into the story Bible. because I need to pick a new character now that I haven't drawn before, so now it gets a little bit interesting. Okay, story material. Come on. Come on, computer. Do this for me. Okay. Characters, yay. Let me go to a character summary. Okay. Ooh. It starts off with Wakaragi. Oh boy, okay. I guess we're gonna be doing Wakaragi now. Okay. Now, I'm thinking for this one, he's definitely gonna have the pose. Alright. Okay. I know what Wakaragi looks like, so that should be not a problem. Alright. No, he would be very much of a bonehead. So... Oh god, I just dropped some... some very important lore there. Go. Yeah, I feel like that works. And that should give me enough spacing for drawing his back. Oh, he's gonna be a very bulky character. I already know this. Alright, I think... Oh, shoot. Alright. I had to take a quick break for a sec. So as I take a quick break, I'm gonna pull up another thing here. Hello, fellow compatriots. Alright, hold on. There we go. And there we go. Hello, fellow capacers. This is your host, Tripson here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tana, possibly the first Bionicle to ever exist in G3, and also maybe the oldest. But before we even go into this figure, let's first talk about the origins of Tana. Tana originally came from the Space Warriors theme, which was a Lego's idea that was pitched in January 17 of 2018, where there would be a main protagonist named Tana, who coincidentally is a Martian that had to leave her home planet after a great exodus and now must travel across the cosmos to face the forces of evil. And of course, in typical Tributron fashion, they also had a gear function where by twisting the gearbox on her back, she can either use the grapple via puppeteering. So by swinging the arms, you can actually puppeteer her to use many of the items that she comes with, like the traditional swords, to even firing the bazooka, or rocket launcher, if you will. However, this idea's pitch didn't last very long, as it barely even got close to 100 supporters. However, it didn't take very long for this character to be rewritten and expanded into my own fanon for the Bionicle universe. However, a fun little trivia fact is that Tana in particular, I didn't know what to name her originally, because I couldn't use a Bionicle name, and of course I couldn't stick with your traditional like Hero Factory name, so I needed a good in between, and I decided to pull her name from Taino culture, because I am Taino Indian, also Puerto Rican. So Tana in particular is a warrior, a known warrior in Taino culture, and I thought that name would be fitting for such a character. And it would be later expanded on in the Bionicle universe, where Tana in particular would have very bat-like designs, because there are bats to be quite prominent in Puerto Rico. There are bats everywhere. That I can assure you. You will find bats in Puerto Rico. And I thought, she already had the wings anyways, so let's go ahead and fully lean into the bat-like aesthetic. This version of Tana in particular features black as a primary with a generous amount of purple for any Bionicle fan connoisseur out there. Not only that, but she has a trans neon orange throughout her entire body, as if she is a living ember of flames contained within the shadowy visage that is her body. Truly a great way to go ahead and symbolize a being of two elements, because let's be honest, when the Toa and Nika first came out, their color schemes were very hype. I really like the lightning aesthetic and so forth, and I feel like this render of this particular character comes in full strides with how it is able to go ahead and capture the colors, in my biased opinion, of course. Though you may have noticed she has some hair. Now, the Taino women were known to have long black hair, but in this instance, it is the flaming orange, the flame neon orange, which is not accurate at all, but this is a biomechanical being that also can sometimes turn into a dragon, which is why you may also see the tail. But of course, before I get into any further, let's first talk about articulation and functions, which she has none, but I digress. Tana has articulated talents, so they can have multiple ranges of movement. She can even potentially grab opponents with her claws. Ankles have excellent form of range. Knees bend, do like a 90-degree bend, which is pretty not the best, but considering how organic this build is, it has to for the aesthetic for AD. Her legs can go forward this far, go back this far. She can do the full Van Dan, even if she can't do a full Monty. Arms on a ball joint, as you would expect. Elbows, they can do a full curl, so, which is pretty nice that they can do a full curl. Ball joint at the wrist, a ball joint at the head, and her wings are fully posable. Followed with the tail. The tail is just ball joint, 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 wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And you may have noticed as well that she has waist articulation. However, you may have noticed there, especially if you've been in this channel long enough, she has had so many revamps that I have lost count. More than any other mocks that I have made before. And there's a good reason why, because I genuinely like this character. Just as much as my own OC. If not more now. And I'll get into my reasons why. Because around 2020, a few years later, after 2018, and after all the revamps that I have done of this character in particular, Tana was not in the cards in the development of Ascending Depths, because at the time Lego was getting expensive, making Bionicle mocks was getting expensive, so I came up with an idea. What if, instead of buying pieces, what if I made my own pieces? And that made an entire road all the way into a little project that I call Ascending Depths, where the new building system will be created, known as TRIBS, the Tailored Reconstructible Intuitive Building System. But why do I bring this up? That is because throughout its development, a few people were first introduced to Huzu, and everybody thought that was the first character. But really, it was not the first character, it was this guy, UH1. He was the first character that I did concept art for. He was one of the first. He started off as a grainy pixel art, and I couldn't think of any other character, so I kept drawing him. And then, but because Huzu was supposed to be the main protagonist, he was the most advertised all across social media. But if we're going to be talking about the oldest to ever exist, even before Untitled Hero 1, it would have to be Tana. Now, why do I bring this up? Because Ascending Depths, like Bionicle, is based off of real-world culture. But unlike Bionicle, where there was a lot of cultural appropriation, Ascending Depths focuses heavily on Taino Indian way of life. Now, sadly, we are still trying to recover things from our history so long ago that we have lost, mainly due to outside influences. But I really wanted to go ahead and dive into this culture, especially for Ascending Depths, and because there is influence of that culture very prominently throughout AD, sprinkled about, what better way than to have Tana also be incorporated into the narrative. So Tana now exists as a character in Ascending Depths. Originally supposed to be a Toa of fire and shadow, this new character, this rewrite, if you will, also exists in AD. Now, I cannot specify in what role she would play, but I will tell you this, that this character is going to be possibly the most funnest character. That is not a word, but I made it a word just now, so bite me. So yeah, I am very excited for this character, for you guys to all see it. I think this is one of my best work yet, and it doesn't even have a function. Technically it does with the wings. If you look at the wings, like, that's kind of a function. It's kind of cool, you know. This adult version of Tana, fully grown version, instead of like the young teenage gal of a character that she first debuted as in Space Warriors. This is a much more mature version of this character. She has seen a great deal of events throughout her life and has a deep, rich history with the Islanders of Ascending Depths on the planet Lolito. But anyways, that is all for now. If you like this video, why not give it a like? And if you want to see more content just like this, why not subscribe? But I believe that is all for now, so I will see you all in the next video. Also, please check out ascendingdepths.etsy.com. I make all sorts of stuff. I'm making brains. I'm going to be making more brains soon as well, so be sure to go to ascendingdepths.etsy.com for availability, because I'm going to be making sets. Yes, I'm going to be making sets. It's coming. It's actually coming this time. They're all coming. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. Hello, fellow compazers. This is your host, Tripson here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Hello, fellow compatriots, I'm back. Sorry about that, and let me get rid of this. There we go. Hello. Sorry, I was eating food. I will be... Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and play some music while we wait. So let me go ahead and get that situated. Alright. I am back. I'm back, and I'm alive. And now this is going to be turning more into a podcast now, because I actually have to... Yeah, oh! Speaking of... Let me go ahead and show you guys something that I've been working on. Hold on. I think you guys are going to like this. So, let me go ahead and pull this up. Because new videos, commercial. I'm very happy with how this turned out. So, I'm going to open up display capture again. And check it out.
New from Ascending Depths, Down below the foundations of Onu City, in vast caverns thrives strange beast, known to many in the time after time as the Rookie. Dive into the legend, assemble your pets, and embark on a quest of survival. Here they must flip, equip weapons from fallen adventurers, and don strange masks. Will they escape the clutches of the maze, or succumb to the guardian that controls it? Each polybag sold separately.
There we go. So hopefully you guys can hear that better. There we go. Alright, so the toy line that I have been working on for quite a while now. So the Rookie will be coming out for sale, so you just stay tuned for that. Let me actually put on. So yeah, so a Rookie are going to be coming out. Now, those were the prototypes that you just saw. They will be made. So production of them started. Now that the prototypes and the designs are finalized, and they're a lot more robust than Bavo was. I was originally going to be having Bavo being the next, the first set to go out for release, but after product testing, it did not turn out as well as I would hope it would. So I had to basically be like, alright, I can't do this. I've scrapped it real quick. So that is why, you know, it is the way that it is right now. And why I'm starting with polybags. Now, the polybag figures, the Rookie, they were going to be going out to backers first, because they waited a really long time for that. So backers are going to be getting the Rookie, and then get a one called Terex, because the issue being with Terex as a character, the species that he was originally supposed to be. He was supposed to be an Astrolic. But the issue with Astrolics is that they canonically got bigger. They're supposed to be small figures, but due to the building system, they got like really big. So let me see if I can pull up a Nua here. There we go. So this is a Nua for the cartoon that I'm gonna be making. There's gonna be a show, a cartoon, animated series for the character. Yeah, there we go. And trying to get this screen small. No. So, alright, sorry about that. So, with an astrolic, Anua here is an astrolic. And the thing is, they are supposed to be like the Matoran equivalent for what is going to be in the story. And the sets are reflective of that. They're all going to be in scale with each other. Now, due to the nature of the building system, a Matoran-sized character is actually kind of big. Meaning, there's no feasible way to make this into a polybag, a astrolic. So, they have to be a canister-sized set. And due to that, like, I needed to figure out, okay, what's going to be a polybag then? Because I want things to be canonical and in scale with everything else. So I had to come up with the Aruki, which are these like small creature-like beings that do backflips. You can put custom masks and all sorts of stuff onto them, and they actually work pretty well. So if this is a canister set, imagine this is a canister set. This over here, Huzu, he's gonna be a lot bigger. Let's just say a Titan size set. He's gonna be a Titan size set. But, so, from polybag, so in Bionicle terms, polybag is now small animal, Matoran is now canister set, canister set is now Titan set, and Titan set is XL, like Hero Factory, Raka XL, Furno XL, that type of thing, where it's like extremely big. And then, of course, you got the vehicles that you could also make with the building system, and they're going to be even more bigger. Now, I'm not so sure if I will ever come to the point where it would be, like, big enough. For that to be the case. Because they're going to be very big models. They're not going to be small. Which makes doing these designs, even though the building system can be done with any budget, making them is going to take time. All these different designs that I have done, they're all going to take time to go ahead and produce and make these sets into a reality. So yeah, I hope that clears the air in regards to that. I'm gonna be doing some more drawing in a second. I'm just eating pizza right now. How's everybody doing? Are y'all doing good? design. I was going to be drawing some more designs, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to do the rest of the designs off screen. I thought this was gonna be more hype or excitement. Right now it's like, oh, where's the new figures? The figures are coming. They've already been made, and the only thing I had to do is wait for this heat wave to be done so that I can start resin casting and make those biddable figures for you guys and send polybags your way. That's the only thing that's like causing issue right now. But outside of that, everything is going great. Have no complaints at all. Oh, hold on. There we go. Now we actually got some audio. That's good. Got some music on the go. Before I start making macaroni. I love him. He's so adorable. I don't know. Like, I like Voa's design because it's like super serious, but then like the second you get into like Anua, he's just a little munchkin. He's just a little guy. You just want to cradle him and hug him. Give him love and emotional support. Even though he is the emotional support. You know, he's always there for you. You're tiny. Guy. While like Kuzu over here, you know, this is a gremlin. This is a gremlin over here. He's ready for some chaotic behavior, which I am all on board with. This chaotic energy of a dude, this little gremlin of a man that I have made. You know, he's out to cause war crimes. He's supposed to be like a good guy, but you know, he is a good guy. What am I talking about? He's one of the protagonists, but I had to go solely based off of how they look because I can't reveal the story. This is a pain. This is actually torture. But if you ask a question, then maybe I will like answer a question because I have an entire. I don't know if a lot of people know this because I keep it under wraps, but I have a full-on timeline and story Bible. I have 4 years worth of story that I have written. Technically more than that because what I revealed in the beginning of this stream was that all the other like written stories that I have made all connect together almost seamlessly with ascending depths. So other like properties like BioLegend or Space Warriors that I made for Lego Ideas connects perfectly with ascending depths. Like perfectly. It's actually kind of terrifying how well it blends together, the narrative. But outside of that though, I'm just gonna keep drawing more characters. I may go on for like maybe about like a half an hour more. Because I like these designs. However, this man over here, I think I'm gonna have to redraw him again. He's too slim. Yeah, and like, he almost looks kind of feminine, which is not the idea. Because if you look at other artwork of this man, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here's UH1. See this man? This is how he used to look. Big, broad shoulders. And then he becomes Toothpick Man. I'm gonna have to redo this design, but that's probably for another time. But the ones that did, to be fair, this was the first time I was drawing characters in this art style. And then Voa comes around and absolutely slams Duck and everything. Yuzu's just vibing. I think he was just pretty straightforward once I got the idea on how, like, things are supposed to go. Hold on. Oh yeah, I was drawing that shoulder design. Okay. I was. I got confused there. Yeah. Now that's not all that I've drawn. I've drawn a few more designs than this, but they were mostly sets related. But now that I'm actually going to be working on an animated series for Ascending Depths, as well as a line of comics, having a consistent and yet unique looking character designs are like the main focus. Simplistic enough so that the expression is there, but also, you know, it would reflect the art style of like watercolors and splash paints and all that good stuff. That's the main thing, and right now I had to draw Wakaragi. That's the next thing that I had to draw. It's this man. And I think I got an idea on how I want the shaping to go. Now this is the first time I actually had to draw this character. So this was actually a fan submitted character. So that's the fun part about this. And I'm trying to think what type of chest design would he have. Wait a minute, where's the other? Oh, I have it here. Okay, I'm a nerd. I have it here. One more design, and I think we'll call it good for this stream. I feel like I've accomplished. Woohoo! Alright, Wakaragi, let's go. Let the chaos begin for this man. Wait a minute. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Oh, yeah. Wakaragi is actually kind of fun. I wonder how Ender Guy is doing. And they were the fan that submitted Wakaragi for Ascending Depths for the contest and won. I wonder how they're doing after all these years. I wonder if okay, Ender Toa, if you are out there and you're watching this, thank you for submitting your character for Ascending Depths, because you are a very talented mockist, and I really like bringing said character to life. It is an absolute treasure to draw your character in this new style. You know, this art style is actually kind of perfect for making characters. And I think I'm going to give them the same type of feet, kind of, as Kuzu. I need to look at his thighs. What does the mock's thighs look like? Oh, by the way, I should probably showcase what the mock looks like. Hold on. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the mock looks like, that was metal. Ow. Ow. Okay. Despite my pains and anguish, that is Wakaragi. That was made by a fan. And he's going to be in the Ascending Depths universe. I may host another contest again in the near future. Who knows? But, oh, God. Yeah, so Wakaragi is going to be in Ascending Depths. The design has to change a bit, but I think I got all the points down. I know they're supposed to be asleep, so I'm trying to keep them asleep. They're just a Titan-like character, so I have to reflect that. Anyways, back to display capture. Woo! There we go. Now seeing how the character looks, I can base the design accordingly. just how to pull that off in this art style that I'm doing for the characters. I think I know how to actually pull that off. It's actually a fun character to draw in this style. I am actually having more fun than I think I originally anticipated when I was going like, I'm going to just draw a whole bunch of artwork for a screen. Because now that progress has been made in terms of designing all the elements, you know, it's like, I can do a whole lot now. Mechanical arm, and then regular looks like a Kamen Rider. Oh my god, I'm making a Kamen Rider villain. Oh my god, he's becoming a Kamen Rider villain. No! You know what? That's fine. I love Kamen Rider. This is fine. This works. This works. This is not a problem. It's not a problem unless if I make it a problem. And if it's not my problem, then it's definitely not a problem. I think that's how the saying goes. Oh no. Oh, what have I done? I literally just made a Kamen Rider villain. Oh, that's real. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Of course it's a Kamen Rider villain. If it weren't, where's the fun? There we go. And then honestly, a little bit asymmetry never hurt anybody. There we go. Now we get to draw this man. Darken the lines and everything. This is, oh boy. Oh no, this is a graphic. This is graphic. It was an 8. I know I had an 8 somewhere. That's my number 8. Did I 8? That is the real question. Oh, it's okay. Turns out I did not use the number 8. We're good. Hey! Welcome, Supersonic Studios! We're making Ascending Depths characters as we speak, and right now I'm drawing one of the villains. We got to the point now where we can just finally make character designs. Now that the building system is finally, like, finalized. So this is gonna be helping me a whole bunch when I finally get started the coloring and making all the unique different designs that I have planned for said characters. Let me add something up here. There we go. So Wakaraki was actually a fan-submitted character for a Ascending Depths contest that has long since been forgotten. But I bring this up because this character has been a lot of fun to come up with a design for. And I inadvertently made him look like a Kamen Rider, which was not the intent, but you know what? What better way than to make a Kamen Rider reference in my timeline? Seriously though, this is actually kind of fun, and I'm having a great time. custom Bionicle at this point. I think you can bend the rules. Is there like a rule to follow? Is there a certain code of what you can and can't connect in terms of orientation when you're already making your own custom parts? I mean, there's no laws, no crimes. I mean, you could get away with so much. You can literally get away with so much. The power. The untapped potential of chaos incarnate. believe that is all for this live stream. Thank you for joining in. Let's go over the designs that I've done. That will be important. So, we got UH1, first design that I did. And then, of course, Loa is a very nice redesign. I really like how she turned out. She turned out pretty good. And then there's Yuzu. Very unique neck guard. And then Anua, having the purest best boy energy. He's so adorable. He's lovely. He's cute. He's actually very cute. And then there's Wakaragi. One of the villains for Ascending Depths. He turned out a lot better than I was expecting. All things considered, he turned out really good. All things considered. He turned out really good. But anyways, I believe that is all for this video. If you this stream rather, and happy Bionicle Day to everybody joining in. And if you just hopped on, well, this stream will be available to watch when it goes down, so don't worry about that. You are set, you are golden. You have nothing to worry about in that